Melissa, Josh, and Ollie. We are so excited to be here with you. I'd love to know, Josh, when did you first start playing and singing music?
I can't sing to save my life. Started playing music probably when I was 13 or so. Started playing drums with one of my friends. We had a little punk band in our basement, in his basement actually. And then a little bit after that, I got my own drum set for my birthday, and then just kind of jumped from band to band, doing that for a few years until I got into a real band that actually started playing shows.
So when you saw that first drum kit at your friend's house, were you intrigued by the sound that you thought it would make? Did he encourage you to try to play drums? What made you have that urge to see what you could do?
He played the drum kit at his house, and I didn't know how to play at all. And so we would just take turns just beating on it, just making noise to whatever music we would play on the record player or CD player or anything. And then after a while, I realized I had a little bit of rhythm. And so then I would ask for a drum set. I want a drum set for Christmas or my birthday, and then finally I got one. So it's kind of like that.
Was he envious that you
No.
drummed better than he did?
He could play as well. So.
You're not going to show anybody up, are you?
No, not at all.
Melissa, what about you? What was your earliest memory of playing or performing music?
I always sang, I think to like a very annoying degree whenever I was little. And I would just sing nonsense all day long. My dad would like hold things up to like be included in whatever nonsense I was singing. But I started playing music. I started violin whenever I was 10. I just really wanted to play violin. And I saved up my allowance and bought like a really cheap violin at the flea market. I actually hula hooped for a discount.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard that works.
Yeah. Well, it was a special he was running. You got $1 off per minute, and I hula hooped for like 8 minutes, and he gave me a full $10 off. But yeah, I started playing violin, did orchestra, did all that stuff. And you can't really sing with a violin, so whenever I was about 20, I started kind of trying to teach myself to play guitar. Yeah.
Was there anyone in either of your families that played music that really initiated the desire and interest?
I don't really have anybody that plays any instruments or anything. Of course, a lot of my family members grew up singing in church and that kind of thing. And I said earlier that I couldn't sing. The reason I know that is because I was in choir all in elementary school, all the way up through the almost middle school, and never was any good at it. So I don't have an innate voice. I can't sing, but Melissa has family members that can play and sing.
I don't have anyone that plays music, but my dad and my sister sing. Yeah, we would always sing growing up.
So it was always in your household?
Yeah, we always sang.
So no surprise that you would go on to become a singer?
Yeah, I guess so. We always sang. We're very, we never performed.
Okay.
We just sang in the car.
Just together?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Was anyone in your family surprised that you picked music to continue to grow with?
It wasn't a surprise at first because I kind of took to it immediately. When I was still just singing in chorus in school and I hadn't found an instrument yet, I wanted to try to play piano. I did take piano lessons and immediately got frustrated with it. I was like, this is too hard, I can't do this. And so then tried to find something else. I tried guitar for a little bit, but never was any good at it. So they knew that I liked and wanted to play music, but I just had to find the thing that I was good at and could do. And so when I decided to actually start playing and being in a band, they weren't surprised. They knew that that's the way I went. Now, when I decided I wanted to do it more full time, I got the looks, and I was like, are you sure? That kind of stuff. But no, not really.
Was there feedback from your families when they saw you perform for the first time at a real show?
Has your family seen us play?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think
To
they
be
have.
continued.
Yeah. My family's seen me play in other bands. I think they may have come to one of our shows. They came to one of our shows in Glasgow. But yeah, they had seen me play in previous bands as well.
Same style of music?
No, completely different.
So how do you think, have you always sang this type of music?
I didn't really, I don't know, I sang what I listened to growing up, but whenever I started writing music, this is the kind of music that I wrote.
So tell us about when you and Josh met.
Josh and I met at Tidballs. Yeah, I don't know, we just clicked, and
did you know each other as musicians before you met?
No.
No.
I actually didn't know he was in a band until we'd been dating for a while before I knew he was in a band.
So I was playing with the Lost River Cavemen at the time, and she didn't play with anybody, or didn't sing in public or play in public at all.
No, I didn't tell anyone I could sing.
Yeah, and then, so I didn't even know she could play or anything. And then at the house one day, I knew she had a guitar, and I heard her playing, and so like I just kind of stood back and listened, and a few times after that, I was like, you should do something with this. So slowly and surely, we decided to do something together. So kind of led to this.
So did you have to coax her at all?
A little bit, but I mean, if she didn't want to do it, there's no way I was going to make her do it.
Yeah, yeah. I always joke that I was tricked into it because I kind of was, but I just had a lot of musician friends, and John, our guitarist, wanted us to play together and wanted to work up a couple songs, and I told him I did not want to perform, and he said we wouldn't have to, and he lied.
Yeah, we just practiced a couple of times just to get just for fun, you know, and we kept telling her it's just to get these songs worked up, you know.
Yeah.
And then next thing we know, at John's old house, he was having a Halloween party, and they're like, "Hey, you guys want to play this party?" And we're like, "Yeah, we got 5-6 songs, we can do it. Yeah, let's do it." So that's how we played our first show.
And how was that for you?
Oh, extremely nerve-wracking. But I was in a costume, so it was a little bit better. I tried to convince everyone that we could do like a Kiss style, like constantly wearing makeup or mask. They weren't going to go for it.
I'm down for that. I don't care.
Yeah. Sing with your back to the audience.
Yeah, yeah. See, I already took the wig idea, but
that's right. So how has life since that first show changed you as an artist?
I don't know. Life keeps going. Things keep changing. Performing gets a little tiny bit easier every time, but it's still really nerve-wracking for me.
Have you been averse to the spotlight since you were younger, or is that something that just as you got older that you didn't really want?
I actually really liked the spotlight whenever I was little, and anytime we had to do interviews or anything, I was really excited about it.
Just like today.
Yeah. But I don't know, whenever I got to be about 10, I was just like, nope, please stop looking at me forever. So I kind of wish I could get some of that childhood arrogance maybe back.
Confidence.
Confidence.
Sure.
Superpower.
We'll act like it was cuter than it was.
It's still cute.
It was not.
Was she hard to get close to when you first met her?
No harder than I think I am. We're both about the same. That's kind of why we clicked so easily. Like, I knew that I didn't completely know her, and she knew she didn't completely know me, and that was fine. We just kind of let it happen.
It was like you both had this huge secret of a talent that you weren't quite sure if you were going to share. She had no idea that you were in a band. You had no idea she could sing and write and play guitar. So did you work on Melissa's confidence on stage? Obviously, you could feel how natural making music is together, and you would want to share that with audiences.
Yeah, I always wanted to play, and I can't say that I helped her get over her stage fright or anything like that. I didn't.
He said,
I didn't
just do it.
Do any of that. I was just like, I just begged basically. It was just like, come on, let's play a show. We booked a show. We're gonna play it. Let's do it. And it was basically just get it done. And then so after doing it so many times, she got a little easier, I guess. I don't know.
Or she just fell more in love with you and
There you
didn't
go.
want to say no.
We'll say that.
Sure, we'll say that.
So tell me about writing your first project together.
Writing is interesting. I essentially write very basic guitar parts and then the lyrics, and then they all do their thing. So it is collaborative in some senses. We do sort of like arrangement together, but I cannot write in front of people. So.
Yeah. So the first EP, I think we had 1 or 2 songs that John had already written, and then you wrote 1 or 2, I think, and then I think 1 was the whole band wrote together, and then you put lyrics in afterwards. But for most of it now, and especially with the new album, she completely wrote all but 1 of the songs from the get-go. All of the lyrics and everything, melody and the basic guitar parts. And then we just come in and just play around the melody, and then we just add a chorus and a solo, basically. We keep our songs really simple. We don't try to do anything, progressive rock or anything weird with time signatures. It's just pop. It's mainly lyric focused. So she does the nuts and bolts of it, and we just kind of make it pretty on the outside, I guess, and try not to get in the way of the song.
They're very good musicians, so they're always like, "What key is this song?" And I'm like,
I don't need to know that.
Figure it out.
I do need. So was there ever any intimidation of sharing your songs with the band?
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know, you get over it.
When you're trying to find your security with a group of people that you can trust,
Oh yeah.
I can only imagine what it's like to share your innermost thoughts and feelings that you're putting onto paper to put out in the universe and hope that this group of people have your back.
I pretend like no one can hear the lyrics, really. Like, I feel like a lot of people, I'm just like, they're just focused on the guitar riff.
They're here for the drums.
Yeah.
What is the most personal song you've written?
It sounded like I meowed. Probably Normal, I guess. It's about depression, and that can be pretty raw, but I think it's also something a lot of people can relate to, so it's not necessarily lonely.
No, and it's a topic that I don't think is discussed enough.
Yeah.
So the courage that you had to put it out there so other people can relate to it and connect to it is very healing.
Yeah. It was one that was hard to bring to the group, but I mean, I think it's also been one of we've gotten a really good response from it, so it's been good.
It has to feel good.
Yeah.
Does she ever come to you and say, hey, I've really got this song that I'm not sure of?
No, she doesn't really share lyrics or anything with me until she's ready for it to be a song.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like you're in your own little cocoon.
Yeah.
And you just grow and develop and flourish.
Yeah.
So you never know what you're going to get from Melissa.
No, I hear bits and pieces because, we live in the same house. So she'll be playing in the basement and I'll be in the other room working on something, or upstairs, and I'll come downstairs and hear, snippets of lyrics, or, hear the melody and things like that. So I get it in my head, and then I hear the full thing and I'm like, oh yeah, I know this song already. It's in my head.
What is the coolest part of life that you two have been able to do together? Obviously, you're a married couple, but you also get to play and be creative together. Is there an instance or a memory of something you've been able to encounter or accomplish together that you think just made it that much bigger?
Oh.
Yeah. I guess maybe we haven't had that yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
We enjoy playing shows together now. Of course, we can't at this moment in time, but I mean, it's something that we both enjoy, not only just with our friends and getting to hang out with friends and see people that we like at bars and stuff like that, but just as a couple, we like doing, that's our fun thing we like to do.
Right.
Other couples are like, we like to go do this thing or that thing. Ours is playing music. So we don't, even though we don't write the songs together, that's not where we're at. We're together on the stage, so that's kind of where we come together in the end.
Right. It comes to life.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do when you're not performing music? What do you do for fun? What is...
This dog.
That's a lot of fun.
Dress this dog up.
So introduce us to the dog.
This is Ollie.
So what kind of dog is Ollie?
Ollie is a red Chihuahua. It is a red heeler and Chihuahua mix. There may have only been one litter.
And he came out perfect.
Yes.
So do you guys like to chill at home with Ollie? Do you like being outdoors? Like, what do you guys like to do?
We like hiking. Ollie has short little legs though, so he usually stays home for hikes.
Yeah.
But we like to hang out at the house, hang out with friends, have campfires, things like that.
Yeah.
What did you do on your first date?
Probably at Tidballs, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Going to a show.
I don't know. Do people like date?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, we'd probably been together for like 4 months before we had our first date. We did go consignment shopping a lot in the when we first met each other.
Yeah.
I think we bought a moose oven mitt. We named her Mabel.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still have Mabel?
Mabel died.
She passed away. She passed away of a hole in her mouth.
Yeah, she was no longer useful as an oven mitt. It was more like moose-shaped trash. So,
We'll
but she
miss her.
lasted a good long while.
Yeah, we just threw her away right after we moved into this
Yeah.
house. So.
And who knows how old she was when we got her.
What are some other great finds that you've had?
I don't know. We get lots of artwork and whatnot.
You're very into artwork. I love that. I love that expression of your personalities. What's your favorite find as far as artwork goes? Do you have a favorite, Josh?
A favorite consignment shop find? I really like the one of the guy playing the piano.
Oh, yeah,
over
that's
there.
a good one.
That's probably my favorite one that we found at the consignment shop. As far as overall painting, I really like the one that Tatum Bratcher did for the cover of our new album.
Yeah.
She didn't do it for the album. She did it and then we bought it because we just saw it and liked it, and then we decided to use it for the album. But I really like that one.
It's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
So tell us where the name The Wet-Eyed Liars came from.
Wet-Eyed Liars kind of, I don't know, it's just for one of those, comes up organically in conversation. I had a friend of mine that was telling me I was lying because I was blinking a lot. And I was like, it is 4 a.m. I wear contacts, my eyes are dry. Maybe you just know a lot of Wet-Eyed Liars. And we were like, that'd be a good band name.
So do some of your song titles come from conversation?
I'm really bad at titling things in general, but some song lyrics do.
Oh my God, I love him.
This is what you get with a dog.
Here I am.
You done?
That's B-roll for the video. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, make sure this is on. I'm just covered in dog hair, that's fine.
It is fine. We're home.
Um,
I'm really bad at titling.
oh yeah, I'm really bad at titling things. I generally come up with the title like once forced. We call each new song the new song for like an indefinite amount of time until there's another new song and they make me title the old new song. But some song lyrics do come from conversation. Yeah.
What about the name of the record?
I was just really trying to find any sort of thread since, I mean, it's not a concept album. And whenever I sat down and examined all the songs, it was just kind of conversations I never had with these people. Probably should have, totally didn't.
But that is so normal.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is something everyone can relate to. It's kind of like I had my part of the conversation.
Yeah.
I just didn't share it with you.
Exactly. Yeah.
What did you think when you heard her idea?
For the title of the album, I liked it. We kicked around a few different ideas, and when she came up with that one, I think it stuck. I was like, that makes sense. Because a lot of the songs are based on either past relationships or a conglomeration of other relationships. And so a lot of it is things that you either wish you had said or things that after the fact, you thought about, and you kind of go over those scenarios in your head over and over again about this thing that happened and how would I respond now. So a lot of the feelings from those types of interactions and the relationships are sort of the basis for some of the songs, and so it just kind of tied a thread through all of it.
Is there any particular song that you feel could be your legacy?
No.
I think, I don't know about legacy, but I think it's actually our newest song, and it's on the new record, You Can Go Now. I think that one hits really hard because I think it's at the end of the album, and I think it is basically tying up all of those conversations from all those relationships and then putting a bow on it and saying, okay, I'm done with all this, you can go.
You're dismissed.
So, dismissed, yeah.
Class dismissed. Has there been a life experience that has made you think, I probably should have had that conversation?
I don't know. It's all been a very slow process. I grew up in traumatic situations, a lot of instability, did a lot of recreating those situations with people. And I just try to be better every year. So I think part of that is just catharsis through processing.
It is,
So,
the release is
yeah.
healthy.
Yeah. And I tend to frame everything as a joke. So this is a good way to here are my emotions, and you don't have the awkward pause once you're like, here's how I feel. Because, all they do is clap, so they don't really get a chance to respond. They're like, here are my emotions, bye.
Do you try to protect her when she releases those emotions through song? Do you feel like you're on stage there to protect her?
Oh, no, not at all. She doesn't need me to protect her at all.
No.
Do you feel like you need to protect Josh?
No. I think one of the reasons we work as a couple is we are two whole people that really enjoy doing life together, but we're not like halves of a whole. We are whole.
You do complement each other very well. Tell me about the rest of the band.
They are amazing musicians. John Shelton, Corey Agent, they're great. They are classically, the musicianship is just on point.
Yeah, they're able to come in
Yeah.
with what she has as far as just the lyrics and the melody and work around that. And within 2 or 3 times of running through it, we've got an idea of, or each person has an idea of, this is what I want to play. And everybody throws out an idea of, okay, another part needs to go here. We need to make a break here, intro here, solo here. This is what the outro is going to be like. And it's just a very short conversation. Everybody throws in their input, and then it gets made pretty quickly.
Yeah. Nobody really has any ego tied up in anything. I think we get the comment, excuse me, we get the comment a lot that it's just like, I don't know, that we're all great in our own right and give each other the chance to show that, and there's really...
Yeah, I think someone said after a show once that it sounds like everybody is playing their own little part, and then it all comes together as a whole. Whereas a lot of bands, everyone's trying to play like you the loudest or the best, and they play over the top of each other. And so then you get a lot of guitars layering and just being muddy, or something doesn't stand out. So we just try to stay out of each other's way and only compliment the other person that's playing. So it seems to work.
Does it surprise you sometimes how easy it seems?
Oh yeah, yeah. You always have this idea of there being like a lot of conflict within bands, and we don't have that experience.
Well, you're not that kind of people either.
No, I don't stick around for conflict.
I can't imagine.
No.
But it seems to come so naturally. Like this group of people making this project happens completely organically, completely naturally. So do you wait for the next release to just come about? Or do you say, hey, you know what, we just released a new record, we'd love to have another release within
Yeah, the business mind in me does that. I'm like, yeah, okay, timeline this, and this is when we need to do the next thing, but you can't force it. You can't make it happen. So, and we are solely reliant on Melissa to write the songs, so we're not going to force her to try to come up with a good idea, you know, write a song.
It would
I
be
don't
bad.
think you could.
It wouldn't work. It would end up being trite. So we wait for her to come up with ideas and bring them to us, and then it just gets formed in its own time.
Anything that you have wanted to try or wanted to accomplish, Melissa, that you have not yet had the opportunity to do?
I don't really have any sort of lofty dreams as far as the band is concerned. I kind of just treat it as a really fun hobby. I like doing it. I don't put a whole lot of weight on it because I tend to avoid things when I put too much pressure on myself. I want it to be enjoyable.
Absolutely, you would want it to be enjoyable. This is something that is an incredible form of expression that not everyone can do, but it absolutely touches everyone that hears it.
Thank you.
What about you? Is there anything that you want to accomplish or aspire to do or to take Wet-Eyed Liars?
No, musically, I used to be of the mindset that I wanted to tour and get signed and that whole thing. And I did get to go on a few small tours nationally with the Cavemen, and that was fun, but you get a small taste of what it is like to do that full time, and I realized quickly I don't want to do that full time. Even if I was offered a really good paycheck to do it, that's a hard life to live, and you can't have a life outside of that, really. So I realized I never wanted that. So the way we do it works for the life that I want to live. So I don't think I would want anything more for Wet-Eyed Liars other than just to keep doing what we're doing. More fans, and we want more people to listen.
Yeah.
But other than
Share
that,
with more
you know,
people.
yeah.
Anything else you want to say to all of our viewers before we go?
No, please buy our new album and come to our show. That's pretty much it. Thanks for the support.
Tell us how we can follow you on social media.
We are at Wet-Eyed Liars on everything. If you Google us, then we'll pop up on everything. So at Wet-Eyed Liars on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, on Bandcamp as well. You can get the album on Bandcamp. Or we also stream it on Spotify, but we prefer people not to do that as much if you're not going to buy it, because we don't get a cut of that really. So
That's right.
Either buy the album directly from us, you can send us a message, or at least get it on Bandcamp. They do take fees, but it's not a huge cut. So
Where are you guys most active on social media?
Facebook and Instagram, they're tied together now, so yeah.
So if I send you a message, I'll probably get an answer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
respond immediately.
Awesome.